Well, good morning and hello, and thank you for joining us for 10 Minutes With. And in this case this morning, we're talking with Larry Kulchwick. My name is Cam Stevens, and I'm with Stevens E3 from Toronto, Canada. And I'm the chair of the Education Committee for IFAS. This video topic is on the importance of international collaboration and the cultural differences that play a role in our international business dealings, and how IFAS can play a role in bridging the cultural gap that we sometimes experience. Now today, as I mentioned, I'm here with my good friend Larry Kulchwick, who we all know as the past president of IFAS. But did you know that Larry was also the past president of EDPA? In fact, both Larry and I share that role of being past presidents of EDPA. And we're both strong advocates for international business and being able to do business with our global partners. Larry brings a wealth of experience and information on sharing knowledge and global collaboration during his years in the exhibit industry. So good morning, Larry, and thank you for joining me this morning.
Well, welcome all my IFAS friends, and welcome to London, Ontario, a wonderful part of the world, beautiful just like the picture shows. I'm pleased to be here with you and share some of my experiences over the years. And did you ask me a question?
I haven't asked you a question yet. Larry, you've served as our IFAS president, and you've done lots of international work over the years, and I'm sure that you've experienced many cross-cultural differences over the years. In fact, you felt compelled to write a book about it. Can you tell us about that?
Well, after 44 years in the business and serving on the board of IFAS for 15 years, I met a lot of people that became good friends, they're owners of companies, and have a willingness and a spirit of cooperation. When I chose to retire a few years ago, I called upon each one of these company friends and asked them, what do I do differently when I come to your country to do business? I had a list of 12 questions, of which they all immediately answered with the responses. I edited their responses from my point of view, so it all was consistently written. And all the members are IFAS members as well. But this willingness to share knowledge and fully come forth with there are differences, and some make a difference in the way you're perceived and accepted when doing business in another country.
Thanks, Larry. I'm sure that over the years that you've been in the industry, you've seen a lot of changes in the way exhibit marketing has been shaped and how it has changed and the way that we've adapted to those changes. Can you share with us maybe how the exhibit industry has changed over the past decade or so?
Well, the exhibit industry has changed with, for example, China plays a stronger role than it ever has before. The American willingness to do international business has changed big time. In 2012, we at EDPA did a survey. We asked all IFAS members, when you go, how much of your business is done outside of your border, outside of your country? The responses were varied, but 50%, for example, in Mexico, 46% in Europe, Asia, 28%, the Middle East, 64%, North America, 5%. 5%. So you have to ask, why is that number so low? Americans had plenty of business here in the United States. They didn't seek other revenue means. They were satisfied with what they had, which was good. But lo and behold, the international world has come together and they need the rest of the world. Our customers are asking us to help them beyond the United States. Our ability to help them is based on our knowledge of who do you know and knowing a bit about how to proceed overseas. So that's a major, major change for the North American perspective, but also for the world perspective, who is strongly coming together as one.
Well, that kind of gives us an idea of what you think we've seen over the past decade or so in changes in the exhibit industry. But I'd like to see you pull out your crystal ball now, and I want you to tell us what you think is going to happen in the next 10 years.
Well, as we go forward, this small spaceship Earth will continue to be smaller, will be a single marketplace. We will be doing things similarly from one country to the next. In the U.S., which in my opinion is the most difficult country to do business, we claim to be the land of the free, but it's not so free when it comes to trade shows, the drayage and labor issues that face international visitors. But in time, their model will change, our model will change, and we'll be doing business in a very similar way so that it helps our end user, the customer, exhibitors, to gracefully go from one country to the next and not change drastically. But we still will change and adapt to cultural differences. And those cultural differences can make or break your ability to influence new business opportunities, especially if you do it wrong.
Right.
Now we're talking about someone who is spending 3 to 5 days at a city. We're not talking about somebody moving to another country. So there's things you need to know and how to communicate and engage without insulting the audience or being oblivious to behavior and the way you wish to do business. We in the United States are quick to want to sell something, quick to ask the question, could I sell you? Where in the rest of the world, they want to get to know you first and got to grow to like you. And it's that adaptation of a different style of communicating that really we need to learn to embrace.
Thank you. That actually leads me to my next question, Larry, and that is that I wanted to see if you could tell me how that it is that IFAS can help us to break down those cultural barriers and help us to learn to do business more easily internationally. Could you share how you think IFAS can help us do that?
Well, absolutely. IFAS is composed of 35 countries, of which many have associations of their own. And IFAS is selective in who is a member. There's a code of conduct that we're asked to agree to. There's a past President's Council who is kind of people's court that pass judgment on disagreements between partners. All these things create the trust and the belief that this group of partners is qualified to be helpful from one region of the world to the next. The IFAS spirit of cooperation, I think, is the strongest component of what it brings to the table. Trust is really what's established, and that's really what you're looking for, and the expectations that you have about and from your partner.
Larry, if you could sum up our conversation in less than 30 seconds, what would it be that you would want to say to everybody to make sure they understood?
Well, the theme of my book, and not to say that my book has all the answers, but it certainly is a starting point for someone spending 3 to 5 days in another country doing a trade show. But the theme is there's no right way, there's no wrong way. There's only a different way. Understand and respect what's different, and you're on your way to success. And with that, I think it comes an open-mindedness to embracing knowledge, embracing differences, embracing ways of doing business that are going to take us a long way to help our customers. All what we're doing is for the sake of our customers, to help them as CNI dogs through the process. And the better we are at doing this, the more valuable we are as a company and as an organization. And with that, I think IFAS is on its way to working its way there.
Well, there you have it from Larry. Our 10 Minutes with Larry Kulczyk and his words of wisdom in sharing knowledge with IFAS. Thanks for joining us.